Hey everyone, today is now Thursday, November 30th. Yesterday evening, Wednesday, November 29th, I just did an unboxing of this. This is the Samsung NVMe SSD 960 Pro, and I want to do my first part of my build for just tonight. I already have my processor installed onto this because a few weeks ago when I got this replacement motherboard, because I got a board before this, the same type, but this retention bracket right here for the CPU, a few Asus and Gigabyte boards, the ones that are made by Foxconn right there, Foxconn had issues with like you can't screw on the CPU brackets all the way in, or some of them don't catch, and that's what was happening to mine. So I had to get it replaced and get another one. So as soon as I got this one, I tried the installation again with the processor to make sure this time it would work and get in there properly. So it's been sitting um, just inside this box for a while now, waiting for all my parts to come through. And now I got this, so I'm gonna try to install it onto the what they call your PCI or M.2 storage. So the Gigabyte motherboard that I have, there's like three of them. There's these two right here, one, two, and then three right here that you can see. And there's supposed to be, I think there is another one underneath this this heatsink for the motherboard. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stop this video or pause it and look at my manual, on my motherboard manual, to see exactly which one is the best place to put it. I'm thinking of installing it in here, but we shall see. So I'm going to pause this, and I don't know, I think I read a review on the Gigabyte motherboard that these are little heat sinks right here for the M.2 drive also. So I don't know if I have to take these off and then install the M.2 and then put these back on. Well, I know I have to take them off, but you know, if you put them back on after you install the drive, or you leave them off, I'm not sure about that. So that's where the motherboard manual comes in. So we'll see you again soon and see what happens. Okay, we're back. So I read the motherboard manual. It tells you how to install the M.2 SSD drive, but it doesn't tell you which slot is optimal. So, or like exactly which of these M.2 drives are SATA and the other ones are PCIe. I'm gonna guess and say they're all, these things right here are all PCIe, and they're also backwards compatible with SATA. Because I was watching a few videos on YouTube on that, and I already knew how to. I have a pretty good idea on how to install these M.2 by watching some of the YouTube videos on some of the other tech reviewers channels. And so I plan on putting it on this one since it's already there. And I mean, the size, it seems to be almost the same size. If I put it over here, it looks like it's too small for this one, as you can see, or as you cannot see. Let's see. Um, Seems too small for that one. As you can see, it's too short. And this one is just right. It seems to be the same size. So this is where I'm going to put it, right here. So I'll be back. Okay, so there it is. I got it installed onto this part. It fit perfectly. You put it in at an angle, and then you can hear it like snap into place, and then you gotta screw it down right there, and that's pretty much it. But I don't understand where it says to replace the cover. So hold on a minute. Okay, we're back. The manual is all wrong. This manual for Gigabyte's motherboard really is not that good. As a matter of fact, it sucks. So for these M.2 connectors, if I was going to install this M.2 SSD drive into one of these M.2 base, you'd have to screw it down with the screw. But if you're going to install it here, which they don't show and they don't have any instructions for, you're not going to need that screw, because then there's no way you can put the heatsink back in. These things are heat sinks for the M.2 drives. As you can see right here, you got to remove this plastic cover, and then I guess this stuff is, it feels like aluminum. I'm going to say it's aluminum, and it's going to, wick away heat from the SSD drive. So I'm going to have to remove that screw right there, and then just replace this whole heat sink for the M.2 drive into place, and that will hold the Samsung 960 Pro down. I'm going to probably read a few more reviews on this motherboard online on certain tech websites to make sure, because I read somewhere where there was one of the Gigabyte motherboards, they had the 960 Pro installed, and I remember reading something with you can put an SSD drive in this spot right here, inside here. So I'll be back and I'll show you guys if that's true or not. And with the magic of video editing, it's not going to be in no time, although it would probably take me longer. So we'll be back. Okay guys, ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's installed. So that's the first part of my build installation. Is I already have the processor installed, and I'll probably show it in another video how I installed the processor, or it'll probably be in a, I'm trying to think if I'm going to make the video or upload the video before this or after this. Probably after this, because I gotta look at all my video files. But that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me lift up the motherboard from this box. I don't really want to do it, but let's take it over here. You can see it's right underneath the heatsink for the motherboard. The Samsung drive is right underneath that. So yeah, there's really nothing to it. It's just following the instructions on Gigabyte. Gigabyte's manual is they don't give you the instructions for the installation for this one, only for these two right here. So if you're gonna install another Samsung Evo drive like that, that's about like 80 millimeters, I think, the size. It's not gonna, it won't expand to the full length of this bay or heatsink. So then you can add the the screw, and then put the heatsink on top. But if you're using this smaller one right here, which is the one that I used, You just install it. Put the SD drive, SSD. You put your SSD drive as is, and then you put the this heatsink back into place, and then screw the whole thing back on, and that's how you do it. So that is it. That is the first part of my build, and probably this weekend I'll get the rest of it done. I mean, the whole computer done. Hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll have it up and running by the end of the end of the week, or the end of the weekend. So that is it. Everybody take care, and we'll see you again soon.